Why?
Sound just.
Why are we recording? I have some bars that I wanted to drop, but I already dropped them earlier. I'm gonna go to phone, honey. That's a Roger Sandino. Roger Sandiwe, guest you.
And usual suspect.
What do you want with your life? What is it that you want with your life right now?
All the good things.
No, like this is a serious question. Like, what is the one thing you really want in your life right now?
Stability.
What's stability to you? What does it mean?
Stability means not everything else should be perfect. But it has to have a balance of the good and the bad.
Do you ever want to be rich?
Yes.
But how is that stable then? Because like when you're too rich or when you're rich,
No,
it's like you're losing out on
the
something.
The question was,
do you
I think
be rich?
Maybe you intended to say, do I want to be filthy rich?
When you're rich, you're rich, babe. You're filthy, babe.
I want, okay, here's what I want, I think, when it comes to finances. I want to have enough that I shouldn't eat hand to mouth, help those that I love. Yes. And also not worry about tomorrow. Yeah, I think to me that is financial freedom for me. Okay. And not to worry about tomorrow, being able to provide for my loved ones. The rest, the finer toys and the what, they're just a bonus. But
they're just things to make you happy from time to time.
But from time to time.
That's cool.
I think that made me, people, you can buy happiness though. But I think you can buy happiness. It is joy you cannot buy. I think happiness in the it
comes and it goes. It's not like a constant thing.
But I want that stability from heart. Whether I have much or less, or even if I don't have much today, I know tomorrow this is gonna come through for me. So that is stability for me, emotionally, spiritually.
Cool. Over the weekend, I was hosting the motor show, the Lilongwe Motor Show. And every year I attend the motor show, I usually come back with like a favorite car that is like, now it's at the top of my list. And yesterday I saw an array of many executive cars this time around. Last year it was more sporty. So this time around I saw many beautiful cars. There was like 2 Porsches, a lot of Mercedes, a lot of Beamers, latest Beamers, 2023s, and it was like, wow, this is happiness that money can buy.
Money can buy happiness.
And you hear the prices and you're like,
okay. And you know the weird thing?
What you say?
I'll go on Facebook Marketplace and I'll start scrolling these cars that are there, these cars that are there, and I'm like, nah, this is just cheap. Nah, I think I don't like this, but my bank account is Ngozo.
It's not accepting.
What?
So now at the top of my list this year is the Mercedes Benz GLE 200.
GLE 200,
it's an SUV. It's a beautiful car, and it's when you see it Kutogoro, it's so terrifying. I want to be friends with you. You know those types of people? That's what that car is.
I think a Mercedes is a luxury car trying to be a sport car. I think that's one thing I love about Mercedes. From the look to the comfortability to the sound to the aesthetics, everything about it.
But I genuinely feel like Mercedes should not even be trying to drive so fast. Like people just want to see you pass.
If people just drive. Come on.
Take it easy on the road.
You look. I saw this other lady. I think it was yesterday or a day before. I think it was with Ajina Sleek. And this lady was driving this good Mercedes. And I pop out. I think in a stick in this now money now. And in India move it.
The guy that they are bored. Move is a very comfortable car.
Not like it's a bad car. What do you say? So I pop my head and I be like, Muma run, you could figure out.
Yeah, but oh my gosh. But anybody that's driving luxurious cars, this message is for you. You guys,
we can be friends.
Let's be friends. I want to just know how you made it to buy the car.
If you drive a good car, let's be friends, and at the end of the day, it's not like so what you go in that side. I think that's a question that in Indy somebody doing better than me. I want to know, how did you make it?
Yeah.
You understand? It's not like I want to compete with you. How can I develop financial discipline? How can I invest my money? Because I believe good, all of us, we don't have money, but there are opportunities. Because what we need, what you need, what I need is just one opportunity.
That's true.
One life-changing opportunity. Somebody linking you to someone, or else somebody giving you an information that can take you places.
Basi. There is some anima opportunities, guys. But anyway, welcome to the Comment Lounge. Yeah, the Comment Lounge is your Monday service. I think Tingo listen to us. I think Tingo come Monday service. It's your Monday service. Fellowship. Yeah, we fellowship together. By talking about stories. We just talk about, a lot of random things. We have fun together. We usually have guests here, and I usually have the
usual suspect.
The usual suspect.
I think now my name will be Ngozo, the usual suspect.
The usual suspect. Yeah, I think that's your thing. Because you're like criminally intended.
Yeah, I think
in a way.
I have twins with this other model in Malawi. Which this is a girl I've never met.
Okay.
But I fit the profile. So I think when you said Kudi, I'm a usual suspect. Yeah, I do fit the profile of a villain.
Yeah, it's giving villain. Yeah. And villains are like very smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Villains are the smartest in the movie. That's why they're villains, because they do something that's different.
The movie is a movie because of them.
Yeah. So I also have the villain sometimes. How are you, Sleeky?
I'm good.
I'm good. Last week was crazy.
Yeah, I think
for the Comment Lounge. It was a very interesting week, but it made me realize that there are certain conversations, especially in the Malawian aspect, that people are so afraid of coming up with or talking about in the limelight. So much so that when other people have those conversations or they talk about it, it becomes terrifying because now you have shaken the norm.
Yeah.
And it made me realize, because last week a lot of people were sending messages and they were like, how could you say this on national television? How could you do this? I'm like, guys, this is who I am.
No, this is just the beginning.
It is just the beginning.
Disclaimer.
But then again, that is who I am even behind the cameras, So I think let's also learn to understand realism. Like, there are people who really live a different reality from yours, and when it shakes you, when it moves your world, it's like, I know, man. Don't do that, man.
Don't do that, man.
Why
don't do that,
man?
We don't do that here.
But it will help you open your mind eventually.
Yeah.
So regardless of whatever your thoughts were about last week, that's your own business. Yeah. We move on. We have a story today.
Yeah.
And this story is very interesting. And I really wanted to. What did I do? I wanted you. I want you.
You want
to harvest you.
I want to harvest you.
Yes.
I want you.
Should we shut down the cameras?
Sleeky. Just 5 seconds. I'm that quick.
I'm wearing a dress.
I'm that quick. 5 seconds. 5 seconds break.
5 seconds. Just
break.
Your car. Yo.
I come quick. Behold, I come fast. You know, pussa.
But okay, fine. Anyway, let's jump into today's story. So, okay. Amanduza kuti ariweyo umakonda kuyamba ndoti nkhani ndaimva pakuti nkhani munthu wandu. Guys, it's true. Ndimamva nkhani zambiri ineyo ndisakunamize. You think it's a lie? People tell me stuff. I think I'm a very trustworthy person. As long as I don't mention their names. I'm very trustworthy. Anyway, it's a story about a lady. So this lady, she's a friend. I'm sorry, girl. I'm really sorry. But anyway, so friend had a boyfriend. Her boyfriend was pretty much like one of those people you would say is like your soulmate, like the love of your life.
Yeah.
This person was like tied to her. So no, something is wrong. We have to go back and make it work.
Yes. Been there.
I know you are reminiscing.
Been there, done that. I'm not doing that no more.
Yeah,
I'm a changed man.
You are reminiscing your toxic exes. You see, with me now, you're just a happy man. You're a very happy man. You are glowing. Even your face is changing.
Kuna bwa small wife itu mwandini na urika hule.
And they were Yash, man. But anyway, so she was in this relationship with this guy for a very long time, you know, like high school sweethearts. They ended up going to the same university and then they ended up graduating together. Like it was that kind of relationship. Yeah. But throughout the relationship, it was very toxic. Like it was a painful relationship for her. She aborted for him, if not 3 times throughout their relationship. Caught him cheating many times. She also cheated a couple of times. It was just one of those things. It was just like very toxic. And I think after they graduated, we got an opportunity in another district, and then the guy also got an opportunity in another district. So they ended up losing touch. Yeah. Sort of like that was how their relationship ended. Came to an end. A pause. Pause with the way the story is going to go.
Because
so they move on, you know, she moves on. She's a very attractive woman, beautiful woman. She ends up meeting someone in the long run. And you know how it is. She meets this person, their relationship is beautiful. And this is a good guy. Mm-hmm. Like Mamuna Indwabo, Ama Mukonda, Ama Musamala, does everything for her mom because she was raised by a single mom. So whatever the mom needs, he would always provide for her, you know, and things like that. Yeah. But see, fast forward, the guy goes like, I really love you and I want to like settle down with you. I think with you, hey. Okay. My friend goes like, okay, sure, let's get married, let's do the things. They get married, they have a kid, they have a child, their first child. And that's okay, you know. She always wanted a family of her own. And she's very lucky because you know how we hear these stories about abortion and, you know, but she was just one of those people that are quite lucky in that aspect. Yeah. She had her child, very beautiful child. Now, this is where the story begins to... What? Hey, man. One beautiful morning during the week, my friend is the one that takes the child to school every day. Yeah. And then she goes to work, Chanchani. The husband always has early mornings, so he always goes to work. She gets ready with the child, she goes to the school. The school is one of the most prestigious schools in
the city.
In Salene.
Yeah, in the city.
In the city.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a very expensive school, it's very prestigious. You know, everybody wants their child to learn at that school. You see?
Okay.
Okay. But anyway, she goes to drop Manauja with school. That's her. Zomwe you know, come in. My school runs out to at $1. You know, you have to also walk the child to the class. Yeah. So she's walking the child to the class. Again, I didn't want to be an glass. So the teacher's like, oh, beautiful baby. I can't say her name. Mm-hmm. Child runs. And then so she leaves the mom, right? Mm-hmm. In the back. Okay, sharp. Mom's like, bye, see you later. Master she's walking in the corridor. Her heels are strapped. She's looking fresh, you know. She's ready to go to work. She's a boss lady. Guess who she sees?
The toxic ex.
Toxic ex, Amwen.
Sure. Toxicity will not just let you go like that.
It would never leave.
No.
She's walking, she's doing her thing. She sees this guy, she's like,
God damn it.
Wait a minute, I know this face. But this guy is wearing nice suit, he's smelling good. You know, like proper perfume, nice.
Smelling like
Ngozo. This guy, she's like, shit, it's my ex. Now the guy goes like, oh, let's give her a name, Lucy. Oh, Lucy. How are you, baby girl?
Hug.
Oh, I'm good. Hi, good, Raja. Kafungo ka perfume.
God damn it.
What are you doing here? No. My kids also learn here. The guy, How many kids you got? I got 3. My twins are really. the firstborn is like, oh really? Yeah. Wow, how many kids do you have? I have one. Oh, great. Lovely to see you. You're looking vibrant. You know, that's your ex, right? It's like, you look so beautiful. You look so mature. You're grown. And then the wife is like, the ex rather. He's like, you know how it is. Now the guy goes like, sharp, then I'll see you around. Okay, sharp, no problem. She's walking away. You know this thing of like when you walk away but you want to look back and your friend is also thinking the same thing. They turn around and it's like, hey,
God damn it.
Damn. Mamma mia, maison.
Mamma mia. Be like, hey, mama. yeah.
So now, obviously, when that happened, she texted, yo, this has happened. Hey, dog, like, you know? And I'm like, you didn't meet your ex at your school. What are the odds in this lifetime that this your toxic ex, you will bump into them at the same school? And she's like, dude, I don't even know. Now, obviously, she couldn't stop thinking about the guy that day. Because you know how it is. Like, hey, we used to do this, we used to do that. Then, the ex didn't have a number, right?
Yeah.
Texted on Facebook. Hey Lucy, how are you? I just wanted to say it was so nice seeing you today. You look so beautiful. I'm so glad that after all these years, you know, you finally made it. These were your dreams. You know, like, you know when your ex knows you and they want to like pierce you where they know you. Like, this has always been your dream, you know, you always wanted to be a boss lady, you know? And this girl's like, oh my God, you know, my husband doesn't speak like this to me sometimes. Okay, no, that's not what she said. I'm just making that up. I'm sorry, that was a lie. But anyway, she takes it back and she's like, oh no, it was good to see you too. I'm glad to know that, you know, you're very well. And yeah, man, life is good. And yeah. So the guy goes like, do you mind if we like link up for lunch, you know, one of these days? And obviously her first thing was like, dude, what are we going to be talking about? And then the ex is like, oh, come on. You indeed I said to my son, I know your mom, you know my family. Like, let's just chat and catch up. Nothing harmful. Okay, sharp. We can go have lunch. Why are you doing that to your face, ma? We can go meet up for lunch. Okay, sharp. So during the week, I think they made a plan. And that is got us into my number. For lunch. Okay, sharp. Now they go for lunch at a very nice restaurant. The guy obviously, you know, paid. But anyway, they went for this lunch at this beautiful restaurant. They sit down and obviously the chat was a little awkward at first. Because it was like, so I don't know where to start the conversations from. But anyway, the guy ended up telling her, no, you know, ever since we broke up, I realized Datana, so I ended up meeting my wife and we got married, had my firstborn, and then we had the twins, you know. So yeah, things have just been going like that. But God has been wonderful. I have a good job. I'm taking care of my family. We have businesses, and you know, all of these things. Okay, sharp. Now she also explains her part. You know, I've been with my husband, all that kind of stuff. The lunch went interestingly very well. After the lunch, went back to the office, proceeded with the day. Mind you, at this point, obviously, she didn't tell her husband that, oh, I ran into my ex the other day and, you know, we're going out for lunch or whatever. She kept it a secret.
Yeah.
Now this whole lunch thing sort of became like a thing. We see Martha until the guy goes like, oh, do you want to meet up for lunch again? Yeah, sure. They go out and have lunch again. Now, it so happened that it was like a Friday, or like it was like close to the weekend, somewhere, the Thursday or Friday. Guy goes like, yo, I'm not available for lunch today. Can we meet up for drinks in the evening? Like, we have dinner and drinks in the evening.
Damn it.
And then he goes,
damn it.
Nah, come on, it's just drinks. Relax.
Oh, no, we have done drinks before.
We should meet up for like drinks. We can have dinner together. And she goes like, let me check with my husband if it's okay. Whether I can come home. Obviously, when she told her husband, it was a lie that she was meeting up with her friends. It was like, I think one of her friends had flew in. That was the lie that she made up. You know, my friends have flown in, so we just want to catch up. And so is it okay? So the husband was like, yeah, go ahead, dear. After all, you haven't gone out for a while. You know, you're missing out on like catching up with your friends. Okay,
Being a good guy gets you used.
That is a lie, dog.
Boys, don't be the good guy. Be the skeptical one. Fine.
What? So put a camera in her.
Okay, go ahead.
Anyway, so she goes and she meets her ex. They start having 1, 2, 3 drinks, and her favorite drink is makrimziwa, marula, strawberry lips, majani.
Mm-hmm.
So she's having a great time taking sips, all of this, and then the guy orders dinner. They have dinner. So this restaurant that they went to, or this bar restaurant place, it was quite secluded. They're married people, so they can't be seen at night together like that. It was quite secluded. So they do the drinks, chanchani. She's one of those people when she starts to get tipsy, she can get a little rowdy, not like sexually, but like just rowdy, like touchy and like, oh my God, type of people.
I have a friend like that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What is that supposed to mean?
No, I'm just saying I have a friend like that.
Yeah, so she can get a little rowdy. After doing the drinks, the guy was like, you know what, you're a little too tipsy. I think we should get you home. He's a gent. I can't let you drive. I should actually call you a taxi or something. Because obviously he can't drive her to her husband's house. Yeah. That doesn't make any sense. Should I call you a taxi? She's like, no, I'll drive. I'm fine. She's like rowdy. Yeah. So he's like, okay, fine. Then let me walk you to the car because you really have to go. Okay, fine. So they're walking to the car. Obviously, he's trying to grab on her, help her walk. Janjani. He's opening the door for her. I swear it's like a movie scene, dog.
Somebody should
He's opening the door. He's opening the door for her, and this girl just goes like, why are you allowing me to go home this early? And he's like, yeah, because you're a little bit too tipsy, I'm afraid you could get too drunk. So you don't want to kiss me?
Somebody's son is
Wait.
Okay, let's.
So the ex is like, I do, but like you're a married woman now. It's like, yeah, but this could be like our little secret.
Yeah.
And so they ended up kissing. And you know how it is. These are soulmates. These are people who, when their lips touch,
Other organs also want
it's
to
like
touch.
something is just burning. Something is burning inside of me. And it was her, but it wasn't me. But anyway, they ended up doing it in the car. Yeah. They ended up doing it in the car. And I think it was now that post-nut clarity after you finish and you're like, oh my God, what have we done? I need to go home. And then they all go home. And then there was like an awkward 2 days silence. And then
It becomes a habit.
then they talked again. And then they started seeing each other again. And they were having intercourse regularly from time to time. Mind you, this whole time this thing was happening, I didn't know because obviously she's now hiding it from me as a friend, Now it has become so much of a habit. But the problem came in when the husband started to suspect. Right. My wife is behaving very strange these days. It's like she's always going out now. She doesn't want us to do things together, this and that. Obviously, at that point, of course, a few months back, right? Okay, I don't know if it's still going on, but the point is, the husband is suspecting. At that point, he was suspecting. But she really doesn't want to stop messing around with her ex. Maybe she should leave her husband and make something work with her ex.
No. Chirungayo yake ndi Mbumba. Mkazi wina aliyesema amene, if you can cheat on your husband with me and say you want to be with me, you have to be very crazy.
What do you mean? How, rather? How?
There's a saying, amanena kuti, the one that sells his brother, the buyer has no reason to trust you. Thank you very much. So
never heard it, but it's really, really.
She sneaks around and she thinks she's gonna be a man chick to the guy. She's lying to herself. She has to find him to make it work, because that is always engraved in the man. I think Ndinamba was indicating if you and I can gang up against Slicky, there's a high chance I'll gang up against you with someone else also. Or else you gang up with me with someone else.
Yeah.
It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but something will happen. Okay, go ahead.
No, that's it. Because at the time she was like, no, I'm feeling like I want to leave my husband. Da 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 da.
Okay, number one, that's stupid. Okay, memories have this tendency of tricking us to make something beautiful that was not beautiful. Your memory has a way of sugarcoating things to be not the way they were.
Dude, that's true, hey? But I'll later.
You remember all the good things and you forget why you left that person in the first place. I have an ex, for example. Ndizingokumbukira mankazi ankandivangira zakuti zaboza eventually nomukabwerera ndukali modzi. Now you remember this is why we didn't work. But in most cases you have already ruined something that could have lasted. You remember last is it? On Facebook, on TikTok, there is a girl anabanga post. I don't know if she has deleted Ninzimai. I will not mention her name because I don't know if that is still up. Anani naguri, so she had a boyfriend. Boyfriend yo anampangitsa kuti amusiye mamuna wake nyumba, who loved her, cared for her, cherished for her. But because she had now soulmate, she left her man for him. You know what the guy did also? He left her for another woman. So that's the reality of life. The fact that I didn't marry her and I married you, it makes you the one for me. So that's a discipline when it comes to relationships. All of us have to learn. And ngazi atikana please ngati mamuna esuku mufuna you want to stay away from zinthu lamulo yamba usayankhe ma message amuntu, because this could have been more easier the moment he reached out on Facebook, her not answering and just blocking. And if you have to block somebody in the thread kumen. I think the last time the Bible, I always revert to a Bible. The Bible says, "Kuri, a wise man sees trouble approaching and takes refuge."
Yeah.
Kuri zintu zinazage zopewe katentipewe. There are people you don't have to reply to text messages because you know what I have with this guy
is very special.
Yes. So you don't have okomazo ine number kuzindi kuti sudziwa chimechi kozo kukomera until utachilawa. And vuro lake chikoza bakozobwera mbarara sunaje ko mbarara sukudzoti ichinji meno dzikonda kuyambira lero.
Amwe.
Iwe antu pano patu antu akumadya ma prawns. Ku Malawi we didn't grow up eating prawns.
Yeah.
The day ma prawns arangobwera. We timamba so madziyangana koma ndichonyasa chichi bani.
Choneka ngati mphemvu.
Unangochidya bwanji choneka ngati mphemvu chichi. Anzanga. You get my statement. So kukozobwera mamuna kapena nkazi ne umata I think she means no harm.
Yeah.
Just a date, just to maguti, and I'll ruin something. And this becomes, because he in the trauma bonding.
Yeah, it is.
This is not love. This is trauma bonding. And nobody talks about trauma bonding. There are people who we cannot stay together. We cannot leave each other. Now, after some time, you have left this person. Now you meet with this person. Please avoid them.
Yeah. I mean, it's an ongoing thing. We're living in a small world. Eventually, we're going to meet one another.
Yeah.
But there's a reason why that relationship never worked in the first place. Can we kindly stay away from one another? It's just common knowledge. And I think people usually say, I think most guys rather, oftentimes when I say even if chatter on good terms, I will block the head out of you. I will block you the instant we say it's over. Yeah, it's over. I block you. And it's not because I hate you, but because I want to move on. But also, I don't ever want to be in touch with you in that sense.
Yeah.
I don't want you so close to me. I don't want you so close to my family and the things that I do. But Suzona Mastera Sanga Uzona, oh, Mbumba now has developed. She's doing this. Mbumba is doing this. If you want, you can watch me on podcast because
Malawi.
Because you're gonna see me anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, and I also say it's just weird, right? Yet every Monday has one up a podcast. It's like, why would you hate me? You're still gonna see me anyway.
Hi exes.
Oh my god. But anyway, I don't care if the relationship ended like on a good note. I will block you. And it's not because I'm bitter or whatever. I don't want traces of my past in my future.
Yeah.
I want to move on. So I noticed a lot of guys, I'm going to send the blog. Yeah, that's why you always keep them as options so that tomorrow you should go back and mess around.
You know what you're saying? I've always never trusted a woman only in a goodie. She was sneaking around with somebody else. My exes and I go, they are still gonna befriend themselves because now that not good that tells me goody the same parents you say goody you are done with, you are not yet done with.
Yeah.
Because if you can feel comfortable with the same people that already this didn't work out. I'm not saying goody make enemies with them, but you create distance from these people. Because moment of raps again, you have to guard yourself jealously. And when it comes to a woman, I know goody you have different opinions, but when it comes to me, the greatest asset a woman can have is accessibility. How many men have access to your DMs? Not good, you're not beautiful enough. Because if I'm dating you, definitely I will know good men would want to be in your DMs. Yeah. I will know your exes would want to get back to you. Komano, your lack of access becomes your biggest asset. I think you don't have to have accessibility to me like this. Koma uyu you're like to me she has her own money, she what I have no problem, but her biggest asset should be accessibility. Because if the husband is seen on a date in the ex-wag, what would that do to you? And that's another thing that people don't even think what cheating will do to the other person. It's not, it's trauma bonding, but the other person can question themselves for life. Because he has proven anything to say he doesn't have your best interest at heart. Yeah. Because he could have said, you know what, I think let's keep this baby, let's build a home. If you didn't do that before, why are you breaking your home for this vagabond? I don't care how nice he smells, how reformed you think he has, but history has already proven.
What you said has actually reminded me of an instance, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was someone that I was with for a very short period of time. But that short period of time, and the person was foreign. Hey. Let me stick to my Malawian brothers. Anyway, this person was foreign. I was with them for a short period of time. But the shaga that they showed me
in that short
period of time, I was like, Jesus, me, the way I am, I should be treated like a fool like this. But anyway, something happened in that relationship that traumatized me so much. And at the time that I was traumatized, he was treating me like I'm the wrong one. And he would send messages like, you are the problem. You are a cheater. He was one of those people that would paint pictures of you cheating when there was no evidence whatsoever. He was that kind of person. I was so traumatized. I ended up blocking him, whatever. Years go by. I think 2 years.
You met him again?
No. He texted me on Facebook.
Hi, babe.
On another account.
Hi, mommy.
Hi, beautiful. I see you. You are doing this. You are doing that. You're a very big girl now. You don't even want me anymore. You don't talk to me anymore. I said, my friend, I don't know what the plan was with your messages you are sending, but I'm not interested. I blocked him again. You know what he did? He found another account. He texted me again. Hi, baby girl. And the idea was, so I asked him, I said, what is your plan with your messages you're sending me? He said, no, I want you to forgive me. let's move on. That was the past. I didn't know what I was doing. I said, and I quote, "You are a very stupid man. Because if you think you will ever take me through the trauma that you put me through that time, disguised in another package, it will never happen." And he was like, "No, you know, you need to forgive." And now he started, you remember those things he used to say, "Hey, you are a chan, you're a chan." He started saying them again. "Hey, you are a bitch. You are a this. Mugabange says something. You are a that. You are a this. I always knew that I can't trust you. You are just a useless woman. You think you are big, but you are small." Hey, hey. You see? They don't change. Anybody that comes back to you after a terrible breakup or after a breakup, whatever, they don't change. They just come back in a different package. And they're trying to get access to you again, like you're saying.
Yeah.
It's like if you give them so much access,
Yeah.
they know you. They can read you. They know, oh, Ngozo, my weaknesses I can get. Ngozo, ndikapanga chonchi. Agonegera khosi.
Ni mafewa.
Ngozo ndikangotere. Basi. So they have access. The more you give access to people, the more they learn you, the more they know you. And it's okay to be a nice person. But like, to your at what level do you stay nice to people, you know? And it's not bad, right? If her ex texted her, kunena would, "Aha, you look beautiful, Janjani, I just wanted to say that," she would have easily just replied, "Oh, thank you."
Or even that's what I'm saying, Gudi Umveru. Let's just say, Gudi, they were not messing around. Whatever said, your ex texts you, Gudi, "You look beautiful, Janjani," and you say thank you.
That's it. Just block him.
Would that be okay?
It wouldn't have been okay.
It would not be okay.
But my point is, maybe at the end of the day, I think at the end of you start to realize that there's weaknesses throughout the conversation, right? But there would be instances that I'm saying it's not really a bad thing to just say, thank you.
Thank you.
Right? It's okay.
And the fact that in the ex already prominent, the family members know, they bring so much insecurity. Because you also for 4 years. Then I would feel insecure because I know the leverage this person has over you. Because I say, Andrew, a year, 2 months, 5 months, especially there is this attachment we grow. We don't even realize it until reality. What am I doing?
Shit. This is messed up.
So, I think this is Zangondibasa reminder of a trauma I went through. Something similar to that. Komano, I think and we shouldn't be too bold. Gumadi, I can handle this. I have a friend. I think in Dina Amuza, something like that. She met a guy, then Namuzori, "You are liking this guy." So she's Mbumba. She's confident. So she's like, "No, Ngozo, there's nothing that this guy can do." Seen after 2 weeks. You get what I'm saying? My friend, Pewa. And at the end of the day, Zimez just all adawa. So she's a responsible woman. Because if you are married, you have a kid, your man loves you. To a degree, he gives you freedom. You can go out with your friends. Now, at 1-2 encounters, I meet you and I sleep with you. What does that say about you? That's something ladies don't think about. Because I'm not see for zere. One difference is Mbumba. Ndimazori Mbumba kudera and sleek. You and I got to kubanga sneak around. Ndiamba uzori sleek mkazi ama mpangira chakuti. Mbumba sizori ndinampatsa sondalama sinanda ndangompatsa ka attention. And the attention imene ndampatsa with what this man is able to do for her. She has betrayed this man. What more about me? That's why Nanina Gudi, this can never work. Yet, I think women, you have this tendency to believe something can work.
No, I mean it's a not believe rather, but it's like we have oh my goodness. Does this make me a bad feminist or
no.
But anyway, women have the tendency of romanticizing. So it's very easy for a woman to meet a guy and assume that he will be my knight in shining armor, that he will change my life in that instant. We have that thing where we can see potential. right? I can meet Sleeky today and I will romanticize kuti kuma Sleeky uyuyu. He can be this and he will do this and I can see it.
Yes.
But I think this also comes with the frontal lobe maturing, especially for women.
Yeah.
I realized now that I'm older, right? I'm only 30, but people make it look like I'm old. I don't know what that means. But anyway, I'm only 30.
How when you die at 30, you are young.
You are young.
When you are 30, you are older.
What is that? What is that?
Double standards.
So obviously that means my frontal lobe matured when I was 25 years old, because that's the normal maturing age for most women.
Yeah.
So after 25, I started to realize it's something that comes gradually. And then I would realize that I romanticize the idea of being with them. So even if that person is a cheater, there's a reason why women forgive cheating very easily, because we romanticize it. No, maybe he's cheating because I'm not giving him doggy style, or maybe he's gonna cheat but he's gonna come back to me after he cheats. That's what women do. We romanticize everything. He can cheat with whoever he wants to cheat, but at the end of the day he comes back to me. That's what women think. So when you mature, for some it doesn't happen. But for some of us, especially when you're not attached to someone, for the longest time, you realize you learn the bullshit that comes with people. So, this lady in this relationship, I never gave her this advice, but maybe I should say it now. Yeah. You went ahead and cheated on your husband. I'm not going to judge you for that. That's Holy Father's thing, right? You cheated knowing very well what that was going to do to your marriage.
Yeah.
Even if the guy doesn't ever find out, it will affect your marriage. One way or the other. You get?
And she will never be the same again.
Exactly.
She has introduced herself to an energy that will follow her.
You will never be the same woman to your husband. You will never be the same woman to your children or to your child, because you are sharing a part of you with somebody else, right? Now that you have romanticized the idea, you're thinking, maybe I can leave my husband, I can go back to my ex, maybe my ex will leave his wife, which is not going to happen, by the way, because the wife will forgive him.
But you
will not be forgiven, because we know men don't forgive cheating just like that. You have laid your bed.
And you're going to sleep in it.
You're going to have to sleep in it. It will happen eventually. He will find out. And when he does, there will be no turning back. But at the time that happens, I hope you realize that you've learned a lesson. And if at all, move on from it. Because Antwambili, we cheat, or we end up being cheated on without trying to learn the lessons from it. All right? Now, if I get cheated on, instead of me learning, okay, maybe he's just a sick dude and this, I dwell on the cheating so much that it affects me. Because at the end of the day, I want you to be a better person.
Yeah.
You get? If it happens, good, he finds out or whatever, I want you to become a better person after that. That's why we make mistakes, right? But your ex, he's a problem.
Umaziwa, Ineso, I think this is an advice I need to give women. I see women do this mistake all the time. So let me speak for my gender. Girls, if you are cheating on your man, or you are sneaking behind your man, then sneaking and you have this fantasy, this can be your man. No man that you are cheating with on your man would want to be your main man.
Yeah.
Because every man wants something that he has a security, this is mine. Men are territorial.
Yeah.
So if you are cheating or sneaking around, I'm not going to judge you for it. But I'm going to judge you when you think the guy you are cheating with or you are sneaking around with would want to have you as a man woman. You are joking.
Yeah, it doesn't happen. In most cases, that's not going to be the case. Some cases, yes. We've seen Jeff Bezos get married to Lauren Sanchez over the weekend. Massive wedding, by the way. But he used to cheat on his former wife, on Lauren, and Lauren used to cheat on her husband, on Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
They ended up together. So in most cases, maybe. But in usual cases,
in our world, this is a world of billionaires. When they say
it's not gonna happen.
It's a power move. They know what they're doing with their money and their assets.
It's a money thing. It's like she's also a very, advanced woman. She's got money.
Oma, you and I,
let's be honest, y'all. If you're married, stay away from
Stay
other
there.
people's nakedness. If you're single, have fun. I always say this. Enjoy this, your life. Especially if you find someone whose your nakedness and their nakedness is mixing well. You will enjoy this, your life.
Yeah, I think that's rule number one.
But if you are married or you're in a serious relationship, just be committed.
Be committed.
I always say this. Stay committed, stay committed, stay committed. And if you have rules in your relationship, talk about it. I'm a fan of ideas. Just go wild in your relationship. Talk about open relationships if that's your thing. Or if you're thinking, maybe let's just give a whole pass. You enjoy yourself. There are things like that.
Open relationship with Malawi.
Mbola man joy.
And in any manner, what is
Sorry, Mogaduleva joy because I think it's supposed to be there.
I think so. Sometimes it's better off when I would have found someone else instead of you going through the roller coasters. People are gonna respect that more because if I come to you Ngozo and say Mbumba, I don't think our relationship.
But why would you think that open relationships don't happen or can't happen in Malawi? Why would you think that? Why would they happen elsewhere?
Okay, open relationships don't work good in the wrong land.
They do.
We have seen that.
Well, they do.
Okay, Mbumba. Eventually, somebody catches feelings. Eventually, somebody feels threatened. Eventually, that is gonna happen. That's human nature.
Do we have any examples? No, we don't. That's the problem. There's no paper trail for us to look at and say, and how they've done an open relationship and this is what they experienced. Zambia, we just get these things from movies and all of that.
From movies, the Will Smith.
Yeah. So
they did.
At the end of the day, maybe this could just be all assumption until we find people that have actually.
Ine as a human being, I already know. Ine mamuna, which I believe all men can cohere with that. Men would want all mamuna recording do chira mwantu ndwanje amafuna jage chikali jake. So nabange notice. And amuna ambiri or lagaza ambiri amamuna amakani insecurity somebody's gonna cheat. It's either they have cheated on somebody or they are cheating.
Yeah, insecurities are just a reflection of yourself, especially when you're in a relationship. So if like I'm insecure that Ngozo when I want to get him, he can't just be sleeping with me. It's just a reflection of myself. So I've had thoughts like that, or I've done it. So in your relationship, if you're already thinking that your partner is cheating, it's because you, my friend,
are smoking somewhere.
There's some smoke that is coming out of something. It is you that is the problem. Anyway, so we have videos today.
Yeah, I think 2 or something.
Yeah. But anyway, if you've got any thoughts on today's conversation, whatever it is you guys are thinking, do let us know in the comment section.
Yeah.
Relationships and like cheating. There's so many aspects to relationships that we don't talk about. And that it's very good for us to have these conversations. So yeah, man. Big shout out to you, sir. Have you ever been in a relationship with someone and then you'd know, and then you tell them your deepest, darkest sexual fantasies? If you haven't gotten there, then my friend, you have not tested a real relationship.
I think okay, now you've spoken about it. I don't think I have that dark fantasy fetish.
It doesn't have to be a fetish. It doesn't have to be a dark fantasy, but it has to be a deep desire, something you have wanted to try.
Rule number 1 with me: if I cannot fully conversate with you about my sexual expectations, I'm not gonna date you, and then I'm gonna stay away from your skirts as far as possible.
Interesting.
So it's just like a trauma bonding. You know, it's okay.
Anyway, do we have videos today?
Videos!
I was gonna share my side of the story, but okay. I was gonna share my side of the story. With age also, you tend to learn different sides of you that you want to explore than when you were younger. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Chazim.
Rosie Maria. There's a matter of sanadu. Oh. Limene ndimera zimalo.
And now I want to mizira the pin, so I can just also send it to you if anything. 4:30 is okay. 4:30 is fine.
Nimara? Lead. Okay, naliga refund machaja bare nalija nene mona ngaro alisinda. wandimvetsetsa ndaje ndapangira setup ilolo ndinasweka mtima ine masikono. Comment section.
Lounge of the comments.
Lounge. Oh. Banga Jen, the brigade, the banga extend. Display.
As I hustle, my friends they call show.
Here's how I spent the weekend with my male bestie. I was feeling down, so I went to visit him in his place. He wasn't around, but I actually have a key, so I just, came in, got comfortable, put on one of his t-shirts, and I went to the living room. Guys, look at this mess. I had to clean up for my bestie because, I was waiting for him, and it took a while, but he eventually showed up, and I was so excited to see him. We hugged, and then we started to catch up on each other's day, talking, playing, having fun. I like to look for his trouble, and he likes to look for mine at the end of the day. But my bestie is someone who has actually helped me get through a lot of hard times. To be honest, there's nothing I won't do for him. We have to constantly remind our partners about how our bestie bond is so important, but they don't understand. Anyways, we went for a little shopping because my bestie was hungry and I have to feed him. This was me in the kitchen and he was checking on me, to see what I was doing. And then we were just talking here. And this was me feeding him. It was time for us to get ready for bed.
Oh, okay. We're spending the night.
I was like, let's just save water and shower together. And that's how I spent the weekend with my bestie. Thank you for watching. Here's how I spent the weekend with my
bestie. How are you?
I think it's my besties. Luciana is made to my bank affairs.
Boom. You have a bestie like that?
I used to have a male bestie. He's still my I think when I refer to him, I always refer to him as my best friend, even though we don't chat as much. But this guy was my really good friend. But the one thing that I understood from our friendship was always understanding the boundary aspect of things.
Yeah.
Just because he was my bestie doesn't mean you have to touch me, or just because you're my bestie it doesn't mean we have to be together all the time or whatever. He was my really good friend. I'm not gonna lie. Now obviously he's got a serious girlfriend. I think they're planning on getting married or whatever.
Yeah.
Which I'm really excited about.
Happy for them.
Right? But I think it's people like this, or it's things like this that have made intersex friendships a really bad picture, or they've painted them in a bad way.
Yeah.
Because it's not bad for me and you to be friends.
Yeah.
After all, we are friends.
We are friends.
Get it?
I'm
just joking. It was a joke, guys. But otherwise, we are friends, and it's that, I think also by so some kale so some kale my bestie and my
okay.
My males and my
I think timid platonic relationships. Yes. Because in most cases, I think I'm basically eventually one of the two parties want to eat the other, harvest the other.
Yeah,
person.
because it's like they are close. They are in a close contact.
Okay. Proximity develops affection. That's not something Joseph because akugana. Iwe the more I ndikujeza nawe, the more I start discovering you're a beautiful person, you're an amazing soul. All these things. Ka proximity kamene kajako mapezeka bekuti eventually waomba. Right? So zopeweka. ine manene ruti zobeka ndizibe. I have female friends on the visit, but at the end of the day I feel like maintaining healthy boundaries would help both of us, because ine ndikozoka ndi intention yoti Mbumba sindikufuna ubanga nawe kena kalikose, but eventually I can surprise myself. So I don't want to surprise myself when it comes to that.
Me, I like surprises. Surprise me, daddy.
I say, what do you do?
It's a joke, guys. Someone's gonna get serious. What's the next video? Hey, hold on. I have something to say. Have you seen the way this guy carried the wife or the girlfriend or whatever?
Yes.
He sort of lost balance there.
I say, muntu ba makabendi scale.
And then Musamati Banke would failed to cover pressure.
And there had to be many takes of that video.
Yeah, I'm sure. Be because hey, he sort of lost some balance. He was like, oh, okay.
I think
also, what's the idea for this challenge? Like, what's the idea for it?
I think we need to
Everybody carry your cross. Aye, you went to sleep in Geoff, everybody gotta help one way or the other.
Boys, we gotta help. You gotta help.
There is only one person that has ever managed to carry me in my whole big body.
Anyone else who's planning of dating Mbumba, you have to find out.
I'm not done. I'm not done. It was when I was sick. My father carried me. So my father is the real MVP. He was like, hey, this cross of mine, let me take it to the hospital. So after that, like, I've not experienced that unless it was like in the bedroom.
There's a meeting in my bed.
Oh, in my bed. It was a meeting of weightlifting.
Weightlifting.
Yeah, but then it's a joke. Nobody has ever carried me, even in the bedroom. Just breaking beds. That's all we know how to do.
Not hearts, but beds.
People like us, be assured that your bed will not survive that relationship, because we will bring the weight and we will cantankarize that your bed. Hey, Jesus. Hi.
I've been warned.
Hi. Even my own bed, they suffer. What about?
You don't watch it.
Spring is just
you don't watch it.
Next video.
What's this?
Red Bull.
I know that, but I'm not tired.
Sweet. Let's go.
Now that's my guy. That's my guy.
I like guys who are very like spontaneous when it comes to asking for like, you know, with their wife or the girlfriend. I like spontaneous.
Should I harvest you, mommy?
Should I have? Can I harvest you? You know.
But
let me say, like, spontaneous dudes are very rare. You know. And I'm saying this in the most kind way. Like, I'm just trying to share some advice to my brothers. Guys, you know, women really like a spontaneity. Yeah, cause spontaneity, you know, just a little smack on the ass sometimes. Sometimes let her walk into the room and you're just like completely birth in your birthday suit. You're just laying on the bed, or you put some flowers on your, you know. It's nice. Okay, it's funny, but it's funny because women like humor. Women like humor. So when you're a little bit funny, they will find that very sexy.
That's how I ended up having 2 kids.
That's my secret. That's the secret. Women are not very difficult to seduce.
Mommy.
But y'all guys, you're just very, I don't know whether it was by, it's like African, being raised in an African setting. It's like when you want it, you are saying things like, I want you.
I want to harvest.
Or if you want them, and you guys, oh my gosh, guys say the most creepiest things when they want to like lay down with a woman. You know, they just be like, no waiter. Huh? What? Don't say things like that. You're gonna just turn her away, or be like, hey, you
raise an appetite and she
be
makes
spontaneous. Say something nice. Say something funny. You know, women like that. Send maybe a random of yourself.
No, boys don't. Boys, thou shalt not send those pictures. Boys, be spontaneity, be crazy.
Don't
but
listen
boys,
to him.
thou
You're not
shalt
going to get
send
laid. Don't listen
your-
to him. You're not going to get laid.
Oh,
Just
boys.
okay, fine. Just be spontaneous. Aside from taking her on a date, showing her around town, giving her a good what, just be funny. Be funny. Dance around. Oh my God.
Hey, mommy, you here? You have one of the layer ones.
Oh my God.
You know yourself.
But yeah, at the end of the day, I'm not here to do sex education 101. We're not doing that. But yeah,
Spontaneity.
maybe we should do
I
like
get
a sex ed 101.
Yes.
What do you think?
Yes, I think it's okay. I feel like that's something that's rarely talked,
Hmm.
both from the male and the female gender.
Yeah.
I think you have an experience of what boys are. Instead of had an experience, so many boys would want to communicate to women.
Yeah.
But we don't have malobanga, and especially mamuna anthu akoza kubwera, there's a double standard as well. Mamuna can be called broke, ukumaveka tonde janjani,
Yeah.
all these things. But women, I think I'm a case in the world, men would also want to vocalize it. I'd prefer a woman do this.
Yeah.
Because of men is into zididi, umamba kubo ndikakamba zakuti zichi.
Zona zake.
So I think it's something that we need as a culture. And when I got cheated because of that. It's a conversation people cannot have. Whilst we are hey mama,
No, komana zimezo zimatheka.
yeah, okay, men have, that's what I'm saying, Goody. This is a conversation.
Yeah, but like, do people just like lay down?
That's why I'm saying, Goody, there's a conversation that has to be done.
Okay, so we should have that.
We also on the other end and so there's that communication.
Maybe the reason why I'm not moving is because you do
I'm
this.
not feeling anything.
That's
Because
true.
it's also-
Interestingly, like issues of like intercourse, right? We learn every day. I remember this one time I was going through my TikTok, right? And I came across a video of this lady that was like, "You guys are riding it wrong.
Yes.
That's why you're not enjoying it to the max."
Yes.
No,
that's
this woman was explaining it in a way I was even like, "Huh,
Okay.
this is interesting." She said, "No, man, don't do it on the bed. Stop doing it on the bed.
That's what I'm saying.
Put him on the floor." Oh, Jabiro. She said, "Put him on the floor. You have more ample." But anyway, just go check it out. I'm not here to advertise bad things
So
like that.
that's why us broke guys we win, because it's my mother started.
Broke guys be doing the most. Soft bed is nice, but until a certain time.
Until a certain time.
Yeah.
The cuddling time and stuff.
Yeah.
But the heavy
so
work, okay.
the heavy work is needed for rough surface, rumble surfaces. But if you have never reached the big O as a woman, there's
don't come for me.
There's some tips that we
Don't come for
that we have to know as women eventually.
I think both sides, there's so much we have to learn from about women anatomy, and we cannot just learn it from men. We also need to hear it from women.
Amen.
And there's also what women have to hear. Ndafika kubacha pomanena kuti, "Hey, inetu ndeza kuti zakuti anthu amanditama kumana naye munthu yoli." Who lied to you?
Okay,
that's what I'm saying. Kuti there's so much. Okay, there is so much in both sides. That is different. Because mwina, but just 68101.
tipange video ina.
Your series are exhibit.
Bro, kala kuti ziwala masungani ndi makolo bro. Bwezi kuti anthu ena nolowerera mani. Bwezi alanda makolo awo tusiwalo. Koma bwezi kupaya ndi utani bro. Bro, bwezi zili zovuta bro. Imagine ndofuna uvaye. Bwezi kuti akukwata masteni.
Yeah.
Ndivarero ndifikiriro pantunda varo ndi ziwalo zo. Bro, bwezi tukuyena panova ziwalo sawo watengangogole kali. Akubanja kumenyana ko. Amene orumaniro na ine ngongoleru. Alana nazo awo. Nuwuza bro. Bro, bwezi zisali bo. Nuwuza.
What did he say in the beginning?
Akuti ziwalo zikanakhala kuti amasungani makolo. Masteni ndandibweke nkoni kaye. Ndupita kwa Mbumba. Angongole kubwelo zakusungira zuwa.
Malawian humor is so funny.
Dark.
I swear.
Dark.
What?
Come on, think about it.
mabebwezi ziri bwino ifanire bwe siri kumatenga mimba yani.
Or even cheating could have not been working because ziwalo zanga ndivira ndikasungiza ndiro girlfriend wangu ndamazi kandi ziwalo zangu
azizisunga mujar
uzingomza kuti baby ndikubwera iwe zake kukusunga kwanu
iwe zake ukagwisa ba oyi basi ka that would be good.
Think about it. Akuzokana sura 40 yako mano. He's up to something.
Making a lot of sense.
Yes.
Damn.
Okay.
Damn.
Baby, my friend, bege ko ziwalo ziya rubiro kasambira. Ukaniko kasambira.
Ukaniko sambira obandazwa. Davido kasambira. Allah.
Damn.
I want more about some ideas asinganga.
Sure. I bet you people have been doing that.
I'm a single as well.
People have been doing that.
Okay.
I hope certain people come across such partners.
Why?
Okay, zimeti magamba zijazomati.
They do too much.
Okay, I understand kuti people cheat for different reasons. Wandivetsetse koma zina zakambo yadzirangira pasipo mpano. It's unnecessary. Kulantu ena akiti amangolakwididwa zimzoti samene olakwididwa.
Okay. Yeah, man. I think at the end of the day, just don't cheat, guys. Stay away from cheating.
Stay away from cheating. Just stay away.
If you want to cheat, just leave your partner. A big shout out, of course, to our sponsors, Virtually Yours, for doing the needful, making sure that we still exist.
Yeah.
Very, very important aspect there. But also remember to buy all of your things, whatever you need, literally right now. You can get it on what's that? Virtuallyyours.biz.
And the payment method? Aramex.
Through Aramex. Amakubelesera ndithu zingine ngati zilizo. Making sure your shipment is going well. Machine I got.
Machine zangu.
Oh, nesari mwagula machine.
Ometera
ja. Iwe meso marudo beza baba. Wanya.
Yeah.
Ndiyeno.
Ngari. Okozekera. Sinanga, I'm not a football fan, but I have a ground.
So Jonjo, hey, your facial reactions, you are saying very, very problematic things.
In area we don't have I'm a red flag, but you know the quality, the fabric. And sometimes people also know you're a red flag, but they love a good game, so you give them one.
I'm not a red flag. Can't be a red flag. I'm so good.
You are a red flag.
I am not a red flag.
You used to be you used to laugh at Ujen Booze for chasing Ujen red flags. Look at you now.
Being one,
chasing one also.
Yeah, man, there's something about that red color. Yeah, it's so good. But anyway, shout out to my husband. Love you so much.
Babe, shout out.
Baby.
And also, I heard Gugu show you met my daughter. So I said,
did.
And Amanda and Daula Gudi, I honestly, I have 2 kids. So you met Oleta, my daughter.
Yeah,
so I said,
big shout out
okay,
to her.
Oleta, I'm sorry for denying you on podcast. So
yeah, no, it was a very wonderful experience meeting her. I think she was so happy and excited. And I was like, I also felt happy because I didn't know that I have a fan.
You have fans. Like you have fans. Yeah,
the motor show was quite an experience. So big shout out to everybody that also reached out and said hi at the motor show. I appreciate you guys so much.
And my crushes, you said good day.
Yeah, there were some people that were like,
I wanted to
but
go
that
there,
guy, he's so cute. I was like, hey, which guy? You're just seeing on camera. It's not as good as it looks, so it's giving the poo-poo.
I think we have a usual suspect. Behave
yourself, Sliggy. But anyway, it is what it is. Let's see each other again next week, Monday. And yeah, hopefully it's going to be an amazing episode just like this one.
It's going to be.
High five. Give me a kiss.
Mbumba, HR is here.
Give me a kiss.
Somebody to love. Somebody to kiss. Oh, what a feeling. Good morning, my neighbors.